Everybody, what is up? It's your boy, the SoCal Saint, back at it once again on another edition of the IE Elite Wrestling Show. I'm gracing you with your presence, brought to you by IE Sports Radio. This is your direct feed for all that is sports, and this show is your direct feed for all that is professional wrestling. Welcome back. I know we talked a little bit about some things going on. We tried to catch up because I've been out of the loop, so to speak, for a little bit of time. But I'm back now. I'm live. I'm here with you guys, and I'm not going anywhere for the foreseeable future. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the sultry sounds of the SoCal Saint. Back with you once again on the interwebs, the IWC. Everything that's been going on lately within the world of professional wrestling. I really want to just touch on that right away because I actually had to go on my Twitter and make a video. If you follow me, that's at SoCal Saint. Please follow me at SoCal Saint. If you're not already following the IE Sports Radio family, follow at IE Sports Radio, and all of our links and our Twitter handles are on that main page. IE Sports Radio is the hub. And you can find everybody's shows and everybody's Twitter handles connected through that hub as well. Anyway, I just want to just discuss what took place not that long ago, just recently, and that was the that was the potential sale of the WWE that was being discussed. So just not that long ago, I think it was like the day after the show aired, or the same day that the first episode of the reboot of IE Elite Wrestling premiered on IE Sports Radio. We had some big news come up in the world of professional wrestling later that night, and that was that apparently there was a rumor going around that WWE was near being sold, and that the buyer was going to be the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, their private investment fund. And the internet just lost their fucking minds, and everybody on Twitter was going nuts. Facebook was going nuts. Anything that I follow that has to do with professional wrestling online was going absolutely crazy at the thought that WWE was about to be bought by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And because it was just, that it's just not gonna be a good thing. Like, no offense to any of our fans that are listening that are in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, or any of our friends that are Saudi Arabian descent. It's just, that if that were to be the case, that this would become nothing more than a wrestling company pumping propaganda about how fantastic the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is. And that's exactly what we were all fearing, that this was what was going to become of the WWE. There would probably be no more women wrestling on the shows, and if they were going to be covered from neck to toe. No skin showing whatsoever besides their face, even if that. The WWE champion was probably going to become Mansoor, who is now Mansoir, or whatever the fuck his name is, with the Maximum Male Models. They were going to push him to the moon because he's the guy that they hired from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It's just, it was just a whole lot of bad was going to be coming from this if it were true. And lo and behold, 24 hours later, after the dust settled and people were able to sleep at night, news came out from very reputed and very reputable and very respected MMA and fight journalist Ariel Helwani, who, on good authority, is, and because he has a close relationship with WWE CEO Nick Khan, he was told firsthand that the reports of a sale to Saudi Arabia were not true whatsoever. Saudi Arabia is probably at the very bottom of the list of potential buyers of the WWE. Some news that I have to update you that I heard this week after I posted that video on Twitter was a couple days ago. I came across an article stating that Nick Khan, the CEO that I just mentioned of the WWE, recently met with the CEO of Disney, Bob Iger. Bob Iger, for people who don't know who that is, that's the man who facilitated the purchase of the Marvel for Disney. Marvel Studios, Marvel Comics, Marvel Television, all those characters now owned by Disney. He was behind that. The Star Wars franchise and Lucasfilm, he was behind that. The last big purchase that Disney did was purchasing 20th Century Fox and all of their properties and their controlling interest in the Hulu streaming service. So, Disney is a gigantic conglomerate, and the idea of Disney being one of the top potential buyers of the WWE is actually, I would say, quite promising, because I feel like Disney would just purchase it for purchasing sake, and they would let whoever's still in charge, Nick Khan and Triple H, hopefully without Vince McMahon anywhere near the product, and just let them run the day-to-day operations, much like how he does with Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige being the head of Marvel Studios for the MCU. But then another rumor started that apparently Tony and Shad Khan, son and father, the owners of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and of course the Tony Khan, the owner of WWE's main wrestling rival at this time, All Elite Wrestling, have been throwing around the idea of coming up with the cash to purchase WWE, which would be fucking insane to even think of, because it's feasible, but to me it's very highly unlikely. Feasible in the fact that the Khans are worth $12 billion. The WWE is a $4 billion company, so they have the means to purchase the company, yet that is a large chunk of their net worth to be spending on the competition. I just don't think that would be feasible, and feasible in a intelligent way, feasibly they could afford it financially. I just don't think in their best interest it would be for the best, and I just don't see that likely happening. I don't think there's any way in hell that Vince, Triple H, Nick Khan, whoever is facilitating the sale, would ever sell to their main competition. There's just no way. So I don't see that being... I feel like the biggest potential buyers of the WWE, definitely Disney, especially after hearing that news about Nick Khan meeting with Bob Iger. Definitely NBC Universal would definitely be my top of potential buyers, because they already have the video library when the network was shut down here in the United States and brought over to NBC Universal streaming service Peacock, who I've always talked about on the show. So they already have the WWE library, and the WWE Premium Live events are shown on Peacock. A lot of the reruns of their shows, Raw and SmackDown, are shown. NXT is shown on there. They do everything but air live broadcasts of Raw and SmackDown and NXT on a weekly basis on Peacock. And Vince has had a long-standing working relationship with NBC Universal from back in the day. Saturday Night's Main Event was a big show during the 80s. They helped finance WrestleMania. NBC Universal is a parent company to the USA Network, which broadcasts Monday Night Raw and has been broadcasting Monday Night Raw for which will be going on 30 years. which we'll get into a little later because that will be next week on Monday Night Raw. Is going to be Raw is Thursday. Already a card set up for that, and a couple of matches announced and segments announced. So we're going to get into that here in a little bit. But in the meantime, I actually was talking about the of the WWE and have been for the last few minutes. I came across this article as I was getting ready for the show today. It came out so whenever I first posted on Twitter that a new lawsuit has been filed against Vince McMahon to potentially block the sale of the WWE, and this is what the article states. I have it here ready for you guys if you haven't seen it. This is according to Sportico.com. That is the website that broadcasted and published this article. Detroit's police and fire retirement system. Yes, the city of Detroit police and fire retirement system. Fire and retirement system filed a lawsuit against Vince McMahon and is seeking a declaration to effectively block him from regaining control of WWE's board of directors and prevent him from expediting a sale of the company. The article follows. The complaint argues that McMahon has breached fiduciary duties as a controlling stockholder by trying to impose his personal will on WWE and its board by purporting to adopt a package of invalid and inequitable bylaw amendments that would hamstring the board from making critical business decisions. The following is also stated as the police and fire system tells it. McMahon's moves afoul of both Section 141 of the Delaware General Corporation Law and WWE's charter, altering the company's governance structure in the absence of a bargain for exchange between WWE and McMahon. The system usurps the power of the board over critical corporate management functions and vests it solely McMahon in his capacity as a stockholder. Neither Delaware law nor WWE's charter permits the kind of transfer of power the system says occurred, and the system wants a declaration the consent is void. It was requested that the complaint be recognized as a class action on behalf of other WWE stockholders. Sportico estimated that WWE has an enterprise value of, I was wrong, correct me from my earlier statement about the company's net worth, of $8.6 billion. In layman's terms, because that was a lot of technical terms there, in layman's terms, it's basically saying that Vince coming back into the company and what he's doing is basically, he is stating that he has sole power to sell the company. He has made amendments to the company's bylaws and their stockholders and how the company is run, and how stockholders usually have a vote or a say in either, decisions in the company, especially a sale of the company itself. But apparently Vince has put it all in his lap, where he doesn't even need the board to vote on it. He could solely be responsible for a yay or a nay sale of the WWE, and that is this class action lawsuit is trying to prevent from happening. So the plot continues to thicken with Vince McMahon returning. It just seems like a big old fuck you to everybody. Vince coming back to the company. Also, not only that, which I can't believe I've totally just breezed past, Stephanie McMahon has resigned from her position. I did mention that in my video, but I wanted to talk about it more. Stephanie McMahon resigned as her position as co-CEO of the WWE. That is why Nick Khan is now full CEO of the WWE. Triple H is still in control of creative and still the WWE COO as of now, but apparently Steph was very well liked by the company's talent, and they were shocked to see her resign. This is her resigning from the company completely, much like Shane McMahon did many, many years ago. Stephanie is no longer with the company. This is not just a break. This is a full resignation. Stephanie McMahon is no longer affiliated business-wise with the WWE as a board member, as a CEO. She is gone. And apparently, this was a long time coming. Her and her father have not been getting along, from what I've been reading in other articles that I've found across the internet. That they just could not see eye to eye when it came to business. So him kind of bullying his way back into the company, I guess she just had enough, and she said, fuck it, I'm done. So that is what has happened in just a week's span of time, and that is just crazy to me. That so much has happened in such a short amount of time. But that is what we are at right now. So that's like the latest thing I have for you guys in terms of the company, and could possibly be the future of the WWE. So there you have it. I will continue to keep all of my fans that listen to the show updated, and people that follow me on Twitter. I will make sure I keep you guys updated as what's going on with this Vince McMahon WWE potential sale thing going on. I will keep you guys posted no matter what comes across my table. I'm going to do my best to be on top of it and keep you guys up to date. As soon as I know, you will know. And we're going to take a short little break, and we're going to get into what is the biggest Raw of this year, potentially. Coming next Monday night, it will be Raw is 30, or by the logo, if you've seen it online, which people and fans have been having a good laugh at. Raw is triple X, XXX. So yeah, that's a little double entendre, a little dirty, but it's all right. I guess it's funny. And it's cool because it looks like the old school Raw is War logo, and they're kind of giving that old school feel. So I'm kind of hoping, by some grace of God, that we get the old school Raw set next week, which would be so dope to see the big old Titantron once again, and that entranceway with the big old WWE logo right there, where by the gorilla position where the wrestlers would come out. I'm hoping that we get something special for next Monday night with Raw is 30. We'll discuss that here shortly. But let's take a little break, and let's hear from one of our affiliates of IE Sports Radio.
What's good, fight fans? It's your boy, Marcus Los Great, here to give you what you want, here to give you what you need. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm coming to you live, straight from your mama's basement with a crispy, awesome white tea. We are coming to you live every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Powered by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's up, guys? It's your boy, the SoCal Saint, back That was our nice little commercial for the show Gloves Off. Check it out. But I'm back here with some more wrestling news. Like I said before the short little break, we were going to discuss Raw is 30 or Raw is XXX, Raw is XXX. That's coming to you live next Monday night on the USA Network. I have the card here. Let's pull it up. Here we got two big announcements. And he's going to be coming live from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, home of the Eagles. That's right. I'm hoping they go all the way. They've had a good season this year. I am still reeling from the fact that even though I fucking can't stand him, that Tom Brady somehow just took a big old L last night against the Dallas Cowboys of all people. Like, the big choke artists that they are. Somehow they found their balls, figuratively and literally, and were able to pull off a huge win yesterday during Monday Night Football. So now they will be playing against the San Francisco 49ers. Hopefully the 49ers will fucking dash all the hopes and dreams of every Cowboy fan throughout the United States, because seeing them cry is what puts a smile on my face. Anyway, I got off topic. It will be the 30th anniversary of Monday Night Raw. It's coming to you live from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And this was been announced. 3 huge matches have been announced for Raw is 30 due to the results of a 6-man elimination match for a shot at the United States Championship. The almighty Bobby Lashley will challenge Austin Theory for the WWE United States Championship next week live on Monday Night Raw. Another match that has been announced due to last week's Monday Night Raw event, where it was a tag team turmoil match for a winner to face the Usos for the Raw tag team titles. You hear that right. The Raw tag team championship, not the unified tag team championship. The Usos are going to be defending their titles separately for the first time since winning the titles back at what pay-per-view was that? Oh my god, I've lost my train. I think that was SummerSlam they won the title? No. Man, when was that? It's been longer than that, hasn't it? Oh, I do apologize. No, it was on a TV, I think. I think it was on a SmackDown that they won the titles. I do apologize. I can't remember. I will go back and figure that out and get an answer for you guys on next week's show. I do apologize. That's my fault, not being professional. But for the first time since the Usos winning the Raw Tag Team titles from RK Bro and unifying them with the the SmackDown Tag Team titles, this will be the first time they are defending the Raw Tag Team titles as a single entity when the Usos defend against the Judgment Day, Damian Priest, and the newest, he just got out the pen, Holmes, Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio has been on a roll entertaining-wise since his little visit to Three Hots and a Cot behind some steel bars when he got arrested on Christmas Eve at his father's home in San Diego. Apparently doing quote-unquote hard time changed him, and now he's got a tag team title shot lined up with his partner Damian Priest in the Judgment Day. So that will be taking place on Raw is 30. And also announced last night on Monday Night Raw for Raw is 30, it will be Becky Lynch going one-on-one with Bayley in a steel cage match. Yes, we got a big steel cage match, a women's steel cage match, in fact, announced for next week's Raw is 30. Bayley and Becky Lynch going one-on-one. Also announced, apparently there's going to be a huge acknowledgement ceremony, is what they called it last night when the Usos and their brother Solo Sikoa of the Bloodline capped off Raw. The acknowledgement ceremony is going to take place where all members of every generation of the Bloodline is going to come to Raw is 30 and acknowledge the Bloodline, but most importantly, they're going to acknowledge the head of the table, the Tribal Chief, the unified, universal, undisputed champion, Roman Reigns. And in attendance will be Roman Reigns, the Usos, Solo Sikoa, and Sami Zayn, the honorary Us. But also, you can't have a Raw anniversary show without Raw legends. And there have already been big names announced to appear on Raw is 30. WWE Hall of Famers left and right here. It'll be Jerry the King Lawler, the Bella Twins, Nikki and Brie, Theodore Long, holla holla holla, Kurt Angle, oh it's true, it's damn true, the Road Dogg Jesse James, oh you didn't know? Damn! Ron Simmons, a.k.a. Farouk, X-Pac, Sean Waltman, a.k.a. X-Pac, will be in attendance. Oh, don't get me started here. Woo! The Nature Boy, Ric Flair. He's going to be wheeling, dealing, kiss stealing right into Raw is 30. To be the man, woo! You got to beat the man. Nature Boy Ric Flair will be in attendance. Of course, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, will be back on Raw is 30. And the biggest name, I'm sure fans cannot wait to see this man because it's been a while since we've seen him on our television screens. The legendary, the icon, the phenom himself, the dead man, The Undertaker returns next Monday night on Raw is 30. I'm sure there'll be more names announced and more surprises. You just have to tune in live next Monday night on the USA Network for Raw is 30. Do not miss it. It's going to be a good show, guys. I know it is. It's got a lot of... We're going to take a quick little break from the WWE side of things. I kind of want to discuss what's going on the other side of the wrestling world. Let's talk about AEW. Yes, AEW. Their next big event is not until March. It's the very first Sunday or Saturday of March. March 5th. I'm not really sure what day that falls on. But March 5th, it's going to be AEW Revolution. That is their next big pay-per-view event. And there's already one match announced. And Stone is for the AEW World Championship against the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. Yes, Bryan Danielson will be challenging MJF for the AEW World title in not only on pay-per-view, but it's going to be a 60-minute Iron Man match. That's right. The Iron Man match. It's a very famous match. Shawn Michaels and Bret the Hitman Hart famously had one at WrestleMania 12 in Anaheim, California. The Rock and Triple H had one back in the year 2000 for the WWE title. Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar had an Iron Man match back on an episode of SmackDown back in 2003. And now we're here. This could be the next great Iron Man match when Bryan Danielson challenges MJF for the AEW World title. The most falls or submissions at the end of 1 hour will be the winner and either still or new AEW World Champion. So far, that's the only thing that's been announced for the big pay-per-view. I will keep updated on when more matches are announced for AEW Revolution. But some good news coming out of AEW Dynamite last week. If you caught it, fans, there's a big surprise. Only 2 people in the audience, or not really in the audience, but only 2 people backstage knew about this. That would be his girlfriend, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and, of course, the head of AEW himself, Tony Khan. Adam Cole, baby! That's right, Adam Cole, baby! Adam Cole returned to AEW after being out since Forbidden Door last summer, the big joint NJPW and AEW pay-per-view event. He suffered a devastating concussion that kept him out of action for months. And I mean months. Adam Cole went in depth about the concussion. It was to the point where he couldn't even sit in a car for 15 minutes without feeling like he was about to puke his brains out. Adam Cole couldn't even leave the house. It was bad. He had very terrible post-concussion syndrome, and it was getting scary to the point where a lot of fans and people and insiders of the business didn't even know if Adam Cole was going to be able to wrestle again. This is what happened to Bret the Hitman Hart. He suffered post-concussion syndrome after his famous Starrcade 1999 match against Bill Goldberg, when Goldberg kicked him right in the head with a super kick. I mean, legit kicked him in the head, causing Bret to have a concussion, and Bret never really recovered from that, and he had to retire quietly from WCW and wrestling in early 2000. And Bret himself believes that because of the concussion that he suffered from Goldberg and the post-concussion syndrome that he suffered thereafter is what caused his stroke that happened back in 2002. Nearly killing him, so it was very serious what Adam Cole was going through, but apparently he's got a clean bill of health, and Adam Cole has put the AEW roster on notice that he is back, baby. So congrats to Adam Cole. I am a big Adam Cole fan. I loved his time in WWE with the Undisputed Era, and even before that, I was a fan of Adam Cole when he was in the Bullet Club, representing here in the United States in Ring of Honor. So, kudos to Adam Cole. I'm glad that he is back and healthy, and I can't wait to see him back in an AEW ring doing his thing, hopefully getting a main spotlight. Hopefully we'll get to see some gold around the waist of Adam Cole in the very near future. So, I just wanted to give that update. It was very awesome to see Adam Cole back on AEW television. Well, we're going to take another quick little break, guys, before we get back into the Royal Rumble, of 2023. And this is the 36th annual Royal Rumble. Of course, like I mentioned on last week's episode of IE Elite Wrestling, that the Royal Rumble and I share a very close lineage. We're both the same age. I'm turning 36 this month, and so is the Royal Rumble, which will be taking place on Saturday, January 28th, live from the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas. But we'll get more into that here shortly. Stay tuned, guys. Do not go anywhere, and listen up for this next little drop from our family here at IE Sports Radio.
Hockey fans, I'm Adam Kernan.
And I'm Zach Puplis.
Together, we are the newest version of Hockey Talk on IE Sports Radio, The Neutral Zone.
Zone.
We love hockey, but we also know it's not everyone's first sport. So we want to make this show as much for new fans as for the diehards.
Whether you can name all the Swedes on the 08 Red Wings Stanley Cup team, or if you can't tell if Varlamov is a goalie or the latest trendy vodka, we're here to help. With facts, figures, and outrageous fans, we bring you all the hard-hitting hockey news you can handle, while still keeping it fun and on the rails. Well, mostly.
So tune in every week as we go around the hockey world, from college to Canada, the minors and the majors, and everywhere in between.
So bring your cellies.
And your one-timers.
You wicked wristas.
And be sure to protect your five-hole.
Catch the Neutral Zone every week on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
We promise not to pick on the Arizona Coyotes every episode.
Hey, shout out to the boys at the Neutral Zone. This is your boy, the SoCal Saint, back live here still on the IE Elite Wrestling Show. You're listening live on the Spreaker. What is up, everyone? We talked about the potential sale of WWE. We talked about Raw is 30 coming to you live next Monday night on USA, live from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We also discussed a little bit of AEW news and a little teeny tiny tidbit. Props to Adam Cole. Congrats that he's back and healthy. That's awesome. So happy to see that. It would be a fucking shame to see such a young and promising career fucking throttled by that fucking evil C word that is concussions, man. Concussions are fucking awful. Don't even get me started, man. So many careers ended because of that. But now we're going to be talking about the biggest show of the month of January. It will be the WWE's Road to WrestleMania kickstarts in San Antonio, Texas at the Alamo Dome, live Saturday, January 28th on Peacock. If you're not subscribing to Peacock, what the fuck are you even doing? It is only $5 fucking a month, guys. $5. You could spare $5 a month. I know you got it. $5. It's not much. That covers maybe a cheeseburger and a Coke at McDonald's. Would you rather spend it on some fucking filth, or would you rather spend $5 a month on premium wrestling content online? Come on, guys. $5 for Peacock. Subscribe. Yes. And don't miss the 36th annual WWE Royal Rumble event. It is gearing up, man. They are gearing up for a big time for WrestleMania. It seems like the cards are all set in stone. Everything is set to go. The road to WrestleMania begins Saturday, January 28th. And this is what we have for you already announced for the big event. I don't know what to expect. This possibly is going to be a cinematic match. This is what I discussed last week. I believe it's going to be a cinematic style match, much like the Firefly of Funhouse match that John Cena and Bray Wyatt had back at WrestleMania 34? WrestleMania 35, excuse me. Or like Undertaker's last big match, also on that same WrestleMania, the graveyard match between Undertaker and AJ Styles. I believe it's going to be in that vein, a very cinematic, just I don't know what to expect type of match. It's going to be the Mountain Dew pitch black match. Bray Wyatt goes one-on-one with L.A. Knight. Yeah! L.A. Knight challenging Bray Wyatt one-on-one. This should be a hell of a match, and I hope this ends up being a star-making match for not only Bray Wyatt to re-cement himself with the WWE Universe, but for also LA Knight, because LA Knight is so talented. He just has all... He has it. I feel like he has it. He's great in the ring. He's great on the mic. He could potentially be a big star in the main event scene of WWE if given the right opportunity, and I hope that this match proves that on Saturday, January 28th. Also announced just last night, made official on Monday Night Raw, it'll be Bianca Belair defending the WWE Raw Women's Championship against Alexa Bliss. Speaking of Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss, they have history. When Bray Wyatt was here the last time in WWE, when he was The Fiend, Bray Wyatt poisoned the mind of Alexa Bliss, turning her into his little sidekick, basically. And she went off the deep end. Lately, the torturous atmosphere of Bray Wyatt since returning to the company has been surrounding Alexa Bliss as well. And Uncle Howdy, who seems to be haunting both Bray Wyatt and LA Knight, is now doing the same to Alexa Bliss, showing up on Raw 2 weeks in a row now, and it just seems to be causing chaos in the mind of Alexa Bliss. I don't know where this story is going, but it's interesting. So let's see where it takes us, and what if it takes her to Raw Women's Gold. Bianca Belair has been on a roll since winning that title last WrestleMania, so I would love to see Bianca make it an entire year as champion, but with all this supernatural voodoo going around with Alexa Bliss and Uncle Howdy and Bray Wyatt, I don't know. So it's going to be interesting to see how this turns out between Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's title at the Royal Rumble. Also announced for the Royal Rumble, the undisputed WWE Universal Championship match. It will be Kevin Owens challenging the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, the leader of the bloodline, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is going for history. He has already made history. He's the longest reigning Universal Champion in the title's history. He has been champion for over 1,000 days. He wants to walk into WrestleMania with both titles still slung over his shoulders. And I think there's a good chance of that happening. But Kevin Owens is his stepping stone to that milestone. Can he step over Kevin Owens and into the future? Or is Kevin Owens the roadblock that finally shuts down the Tribal Chief at the Royal Rumble? We shall see. These men have faced each other in title matches at the Royal Rumble before. 2017, Kevin Owens was Universal Champion, and Roman Reigns was the challenger. Owens won that match. Then in 2021, it was Owens and Roman again, and Roman was champion this time, and Roman defeated Owens in a last man standing match. And now here we go, the rubber match between these two men at the Royal Rumble 2023. It's anybody's match, guys. And of course, the 30-woman Royal Rumble match where the winner will get a championship match at WrestleMania. And if history if history is anything to go off of, the winner of the women's Royal Rumble match can choose any women's champion to go after. Because there was one year where Charlotte Flair won. It was 2020. Yes, the year of the pandemic. 2020, Charlotte Flair won the Royal Rumble match that year and challenged Rhea Ripley for the NXT Women's Championship at WrestleMania. And it was the only time that an NXT title was defended at a WrestleMania so far. So any women's championship is up for grabs if history is to be believed. And the entrants to that match that have been announced so far, still the same as last week. From the Raw side of things, Candice LeRae, the Poison Pixie herself and wife of Johnny Gargano, and member of the Judgment Day. And you know who mommy right there, she's Dominic's mommy. Yeah. Rhea Ripley. And from the SmackDown side of things, Liv Morgan and Big Mommy Cool Raquel Rodriguez have been announced for the WWE Women's Royal Rumble match. And on the men's side of things, on the 30-man Royal Rumble match, the winner of that match, of course, will face the apparently undisputed Universal Champion, whoever that is. So it's going to be for both titles unless the winner of the match chooses one of the titles. I don't know how it's going to work. This is the first time we've had unified titles that could potentially be separated as separate entities once again. So we shall see what happens when the winner, when there is a winner of the men's Royal Rumble. But so far announced on the SmackDown side of things for the men, current NXT Tag Team Champion Kofi Kingston, leader of Legado del Fantasma Santos Escobar, Ricochet, the high-flying legendary luchador and future Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio, and the reigning, defending, basically unstoppable as well, Intercontinental Champion, leader of Imperium, Gunther. That's on the SmackDown side of things. On the Raw side of things, announced for the Royal Rumble, the current WWE United States Champion, Austin Theory, Seth freaking Rollins, the almighty Bobby Lashley, Baron Corbin, Omos, and after an awesome video package that was shown last night on Monday Night Raw, he is back. It is official. He is healed. The torn pectoral is back where it's supposed to be. He has rebuilt himself. He is back to 110%, and he's coming for the dream of being WWE champion. I am, of course, I'm talking about the American Nightmare. Cody Rhodes has announced himself for the 30-man Royal Rumble last night on Raw. He returns at the Rumble. Rhodes is returning at the Rumble, and he's my pick to win the Rumble. Cody Rhodes is going to win the Royal Rumble. I'm saying it right here, right now. You can take that to the bank. Cody Rhodes is winning the Royal Rumble match. If he doesn't, I don't know what the fuck we're doing. I don't know what we're even talking about. Cody is going. Cody was the most over guy in the company when he was injured, when he last was seen on WWE TV. He had a hell of a first half of the year last year, coming back at WrestleMania, having a banger with Seth Rollins, having a banger with Seth Rollins again at WrestleMania Backlash, and then having yet another banger with Seth Rollins, probably the match of the year, in Hell in a Cell with a torn pectoral against Seth Rollins. All three matches, all three victories, Cody Rhodes was on top. Until the injury bug caught him, but he's coming back rebuilt and he's ready to go. It is his time. It's his time for a member of the Rhodes family to claim WWE World Championship gold, and he's the one to do it, man. Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, returns on Saturday, January 28th in the Royal Rumble match. I'm excited. If you couldn't hear it in my voice, I'm fucking excited. The Royal Rumble is always my favorite pay-per-view of the year next to WrestleMania. I always look forward to this because it's always around the time of my birthday, so that's what makes it. I feel like I just have a more personal connection to the Royal Rumble than I do to other pay-per-views, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to sit and watch this with my dad and my family. We're going to kick back, we're going to cook out, and we're going to watch the Rumble, and hopefully we're going to watch Cody Rhodes have his hand raised after throwing out 29 other guys and being the last one standing, man. I cannot wait for the 6th annual Royal Rumble. Again, that's coming to you live from the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas. Well, guys, that's it. That's all I got for you this week. I'm really glad for you guys sticking with me. This has been a fucking awesome being back on the air. I do appreciate it. To everybody at IE Sports Radio, thank you. Kudos. Gracias. Thank you. All that good stuff. Keep sharing my posts whenever I'm talking about something wrestling-oriented. I know a lot of people look at it as the bastard child of the quote-unquote sports world because technically we're not a sport. We're sports entertainment, but whatever. I just appreciate the love that I'm shown, and I try to show that love back to you guys. This has been the SoCal Saint. This has been the IE Elite Wrestling Show. I'll check you guys next week. Same SoCal Saint time, same SoCal Saint channel. This is IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. This is the IE Elite Wrestling Show, your direct feed for all that is professional wrestling. See you next week, guys.